What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Tonight We Talk with the new gen's favorite auntie and unc duo, Treble J and Marcel, back in the building, y'all. This is episode 3. You feel me? We got a lot to get into, man. You know
What's
what
the
I'm saying? From the A to Texas, y'all already know how we do it, man.
period? We in here. Hey y'all.
Yes, indeed, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the aesthetic going on right now, man. You know what I'm saying? I just found out what that was called too. You know, Marcel just put me on that too as well with the moo fit.
The
You
boo
feel me?
boos.
So now I know. Now I know, man. Make sure, first of all, as I say each and every time, man, make sure y'all go over to the YouTube channel Devoted Dreamers with a Z so y'all can check out all the video episodes that we upload, man. You know what I'm saying? Right under the playlist too as well. Tonight we talk with Marcel and Treble J. Also go over to the Spotify too as well. So you can listen to the episodes also, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Fact.
Unapologetically, you know what I'm saying? Marcel is returning too as well. So y'all be on the lookout for that. You
Under
feel me?
construction is going up.
Yeah. But we got a great conversation today. You feel me? We got a lot to get into. You know what I'm saying? Specifically, a real dope topic to start off with. You feel me? I know y'all like to have fun with us on here, man. Does specifically, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna let Marcel lead the way with this. Does body count?
Yeah. I have heard this question so many times. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing about it. And I hadn't really touched on it because to me it doesn't. But I think the funniest thing about it and the biggest reason why is because how would you know? How would you know, bro? You know what I'm saying? You can assume, you can sit up here and make any type of math equation. You can sit up here and try to find the average, the mode, the mean, like, and then on top of that, I've never in my life gone on a date where someone has actually asked me. So I'm just trying to figure out the type of dudes who are asking these questions. Is that something you actually ask when you go out? Or like, how does that even work? So to me, it doesn't matter because it's just like, what does matter is your med chart. What is the med chart looking like? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it only takes
Whoa.
one
Yeah.
person to mess you up. You can do whatever, but like, are you being clean? Are you being, because I'm never gonna know. I don't have a camera attached to you, following you around. You know, and some people try and base it off like personality and things like that. But I'm like, bro, the nicest, kindest people, bro, can have some freak in they history. So
Yeah.
you just never know. So it's like, I think it's a dumb thing. And I've never met anyone, honestly, who's been asked that in the dating process. So that's why I say it doesn't actually matter because it's not something you guys actually ask. And I only hear this when it comes from dudes mostly regarding body count. And then I see the dudes and not even trying to be shallow or mean or anything. It doesn't seem like you guys actually talk to women like outside of the internet. And it's not always that you look great, right? Sometimes it just be
Yeah.
your dry ass personality. And it's like, do you actually talk to women like in the flesh, like in real life? Like, because that's not something you would pull up and ask somebody. So it can't matter that much if you guys are not questioning this on actual dates. And that's just my conclusion with it.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I don't think it is either. Now, I ain't really it's a way to say it because it has been a situation going around across the internet now.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure if you heard of it already. Have you heard of the Gucci third leg situation?
Gucci third leg? No.
Yeah. So supposedly, and that's down here. You feel me? So it don't have anything to do with the body count from my understanding. So supposedly, you feel what I'm saying? He done did a lot of interviews. He done been on podcasts and certain stuff. I think he in like you know what I'm saying, the adult film industry, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
he's been with over 3,000 women plus, he said,
Hmm.
which that that's not necessarily, you feel what I'm saying? The issue is not that you hit some spot on. And I mean, that's why I gave that look when you said that medical chart part, because you're right. It ain't got nothing to do with the number. It's how you moving out here. So
Yeah.
supposedly, you feel me? I ain't like, I'm just going off of what I heard because obviously a lot of women coming out now is that he been spreading, you know what I'm saying, that start with a H and with a S, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That on TikTok has been going crazy, I guess, with certain women that's been in the adult industry and outside of that, because supposedly he legit 3,000 plus. He's one of them guys, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of them off camera. So
Yeah.
like, even to your point, you're right. It has nothing to do with the number per se. It just got to do with how you moving and how you and who you moving out here with. So you're right. That's an interesting topic when you asking that because I mean you got people who you know what I'm saying doing their thing out here and you know what I'm saying they safe at all times. But it really be the perception too. Because the funny part about that is, and again I don't really care like what people kind of say to it. So I like to just tell the truth about certain stuff. Certain perception where you have certain people you think that is way more than what it is. Because I ain't never directly like had a female asking me that to a degree about the body count, but it do be a perception of almost like not even negative, like
Yeah.
in a cool way. You feel what I'm saying? Like you look like you know you get a lot of women, like you sleeping with a lot of women, whatever the case may be. But surprisingly, you feel what I'm saying, without going too far with it, is not what people think to that degree. So when they come with like the I say the natural conversation with it, you feel me? Because the female will ask, or at least in my experience, they don't ask, but you know, in a smooth way. Like maybe I'm just, you know, before we finna, you know what I'm saying, do any type of intimacy or just like in casual conversation, like it don't be direct. So you right about that. It ain't never just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Where you work at? How was your day today? By the way, you know what I'm saying? How many bodies you got? That you right.
Right.
That's not really a natural conversation that a lot of people having like at all. Very, especially like from the, if anything, to your point, it would have to be from the dude because I don't even see too many females even want to incorporate that into a conversation. Like that's never been like, let me ask him that. It's always like you just go with the flow pretty much, and like you said, um, definitely being safe. But I feel like it depends on your sexual preferences too. You're right, because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like to get to it. Some people reserve. They really, it's an individual basis thing, especially
Right.
depending on how many people you've been with. You just never know because a lot of people hide what they say. Lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Exactly. Exactly. And see, my whole thing too is just like, I mean, I always assume dudes have slutty past, if you will. I assume that all of them are that way. So it doesn't really bother me, because I remember, how it was like in high school, dudes would be bragging on how many they hit and this, that, and the third. And I always used to be like, ew. Like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, bro, and it's not even like they're telling you this, but you know what I'm saying? Being that like I was in band, did watch a bunch of anime. My brother's friends would like come over and to the house and stuff. You would hear their conversations, and it's just like, okay, you nasty. But I've just always assumed that like we grown, so you've done some screwing unless you're a virgin or something like that. And I've only ever met one male virgin, two actually, two. But one of them was
Okay.
super young, and then the other one I took his virginity. Haha. But
I knew you was going to say that part. I knew it. I knew that was coming.
okay, shoot, cue Ray J up. I hit it first, but no,
Oh. Yo, I wish I would have had that song right there too, man. That's facts. You flipped that one right there for real.
but yeah, I'm just like, I don't meet too many, but I will say that there are also, a lot of these that are like really reserved as well.
That's what I said would make it interesting. You feel what I'm saying? Because like that's definitely been the case. You know what I'm saying for me specifically. Because like I said, everybody done, you know what I'm saying, did their thing, but like the perception of how many you think somebody had compared to the
Right.
truth, that vary between folks. Some people that may not have a lot got a lot. Some people that you think got a lot got a little. So that be the
Hmm.
interesting part. I would say, even if you don't ask that you think about, because a lot of people do be reserved. I'll be 100 with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like to the degree of course, you know what I'm saying. Everybody got that level of intimacy, and everybody got some type of
Right.
freaky vibes, freaky energy in a period. I mean, it's natural. It's different parts of your
Hmm.
personality. But I will say, like for myself personally, even with conversations I had with women, shit, it's probably been more that I probably to a degree like turned
Yeah.
down than actually, you know what I'm saying, was intimate with. And then shit, when I'm having casual conversation, it'd be surprising most of them. Like, damn, you ain't do such and such. I'm like, nah, because I got that side of me, but it's like you said too, it ain't even the medical part. Cause you feel what I'm saying? Definitely, I take that serious too. So it's like I don't play around with that. But more so of like, you're right. Some people do be selective. And it ain't even on no type of it ain't even like a ego type of thing or conceited. That's the
Right.
way the word was. Cause it's not that. I just really be selective, period. Cause I just feel like if I'm a vibe, I'm a vibe. And then if I am intimate, I be consistently like that. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily
Exactly.
say hopping around to multiple people, but if I'm with that one person or a couple of people, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not with anybody, then of course I'm more than consistent with that one person. Now I would say that. So I guess if that count,
Yeah.
because that there might be a new perspective. You're right. Is it the same person consistently and you being freaky? You feel what I'm saying? Or is it
Mhm.
multiple people and you being freaky? Because they was able to break it down like that, then the concept get a lot more interesting. Because like you said, you might have your one or two your one person, two people, whatever the case may be, over span of time that you just rock with. Because you, like you
Right.
said, they do everything, they do what they got to do right. You feel me? And when it come down to that, it be what it be. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. I personally, I just feel like it's just another way to try and police women, you know. A lot of times in these conversations, because women don't really care. Again, we are grown. We know that everyone's out here screwing and stuff like that. And mostly dudes who want to like police and like check or humble women is what I'm seeing, because it's always like a baddie, right? Or let's say like I mean, this annoys me. And girls, y'all already know how this go. Don't let you be too good at what you do, because then they start thinking, well, how many bodies did she have to do to get that much experience, and how many, what are you talking about? Some people just like get with the right partner, you know what I'm saying, that allows them to, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
experiment and things like that, and so they know what they're doing.
You talking about you talking about I think I know
Gotta
what
get
you're
in
talking
that
about.
hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me?
That's what you talking about.
Yeah, like with anything, like the whole entire experience, you might blow dude's mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now he's all insecure, wondering like, well, who taught you that and this that, and the third? And it's like, bro, why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do things with a million people to figure out how you like to do things, or to listen to another person's body and be able to like figure out what it is they're into. Like it's really, I don't know, but I've run into that.
You know
Just
what it's called though? Like to
what?
your point, that like to support your point, because I know exactly what you're saying. You
Yeah.
could be freaky. You could be freaky, but still be exclusive. That's what people don't understand. They get that misconstrued like that's not a real thing. That's definitely a real thing, y'all. You can be butt wild, you feel what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, with one person. You feel what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm talking about, because you know what I'm saying, we done had the conversation, but like that's the reality of it. It don't take 50 people for you to be, you know what I'm saying, a certified freak or whatever the case may be. That same person and you done mastered certain stuff. That's why I
Right.
don't like that too, to your point. Like you can't say a female done been with 100 folks just because she good at, you know what I'm saying, what she doing, or you know what I'm saying, she skilled. She could have mastered that shit with 4 or 5 dudes. That don't mean it had to be 100. Like, come on, y'all got like,
Mhm.
I get that point. I don't like that perspective either, because it sounds stupid. I'm like, it only
Right.
shit. It take one person really. It's one person doing the shit, right? Let's just be
Right.
100. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said too, with yourself, and you know what I'm saying. You could be exclusive with somebody, or you got the same dude that you rocking with on the intimate level. Shit, that's all it take to bring the best out of you. Period. You feel me? And if you choose to increase that number or keep that number the same, it ain't got nothing to do with the body count. You right. It's the experience. Cause shit, you can have a 50 trash folks.
It's the quality for me. I think
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand that. And it's not quality just by looks, it's quality by like the vibes. Because my
Yeah.
thing is, I actually have to like you for me to want to do anything with you. It's never a you look good and that's just it. Whereas with some dudes, that is all it takes. You look good and that's just it. I'm gonna give my body up tonight type shit. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, yeah.
and some girls, as well, and it's not a judgment thing, but I feel like a lot of times when people start talking about body count, I feel like they project what they do onto other people. It's just like the whole thing with dating. Like I did date one at a time, but dating is literally just going out getting to know people. Why would I
Yeah.
continue to put all my eggs in one basket when I got this dude hit me up for this weekend and you're not available this weekend? And I mean, we're not doing anything. So it's just like, yeah, I'm going to date multiple people, but a lot of people will consider that, oh, well, you must be screwing everybody. Is that what you are doing? Is that your definition of dating?
You're right. You know
You
what?
know what
You
I'm
hitting
saying?
the head. You hitting the nail on the coffin right there for real. You ain't lying, because that is.
Mhm.
That's why I said perception is everything. Even with this specific particular topic that we're talking about, people going off the perception, not the reality of what it is. You're right. Dating don't consist of you smashing everybody. See, that's the other
Yep.
thing too. That when you become, I don't even want to say an adult, because I like how we be bouncing off each other. Once you get mature, you'll know that dating don't always
Mhm.
consist of smashing every person too. See, that's the thing that people got to realize when you asking that question about your body count, what you good at, what you not good at. You know what I'm saying? Like how your sexual experiences is when you
Mhm.
dating or you going on a date to a degree, like you said, even if it's a couple of dudes or a couple of females, you're not smashing each and every person anyway, because you got to get to know certain stuff. And if you only gonna do it
Exactly.
off the basis of if you're gonna smash them, I mean, shit, you ain't gonna get to know them anyway doing that. It's easy to just smash and go.
Exactly. And that's my thing. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't get like that. I actually have to like you as a person. Like you have to be interesting. And that's not gonna sit here like we have to go on a million billion dates for me to decide if I
Yeah.
want to either. I know off top if I want to, but it's like, are you about to talk me out of it? And usually that's what really be happening
Yo,
because
put
you're
let
you're
them know.
pretty.
Let them know what you just said. I need you to explain that from a female point of view, because you just hit something on the head that I was already gonna ask you before, but you already said it. Talk them out of it. Please let them know.
Yeah, like y'all be and that's why I like meeting people like in person first before anything. But online, dudes that seem cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? Their page is funny, they got all this personality and shit. But you can't make yourself into a meme or a gif, my nigga, on a date when we out and about. So it's like as soon as you open your mouth in real life and you start talking, bro, I just be like, what? Who is this, bro? Because I come in knowing if I want to do something, and mind you, it might change. I'm never gonna tell you like, oh yeah, after we go to this 2 for 20, we gonna screw. Like I ain't never going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing I don't like. Some dudes will put a price on your cooch and they feel like because they take you on a date, they're supposed to hit. And I'm like, I don't know what girls you've been talking to, bro, that's putting the price of a 2 for 20 at Chili's, bro.
Yeah, that's
You
crazy
can
work.
get the Presidente margarita. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get a dollar margarita. You know what I'm saying? I'm reaching into my wallet paying for a whole separate thing because I like to drink and you know what I'm saying? Like no
Yeah.
one said that's what we was on. But my thing is I always feel like if the vibe is there, the vibe is there. And 9 times out of 10, before the end of the date, you've already talked yourself right out of a second date. You've talked yourself out of you've talked yourself onto the block list a lot of times. You've talked yourself into maybe getting ghosted because I don't feel like you're even worth me telling you what's up because a lot of times you be around my age or older. So I
Yeah.
expect that you got a little bit more life experience or the same. And then, especially with dudes who talk about being leaders and stuff, okay, well, let's let you lead. But then when I get the vibe during the date that you're going to lead me into bullshit and chaos, it's a wrap. We're not doing none of that, honey. I'm calling
Nah,
an
that's
Uber
facts. I
and
feel you.
going
I
home.
feel you. That's facts. Cause I even say the same thing, like to your point too, from the male perspective, or me being a male. Cause we actually similar in that. In order for me to be intimate for real with a woman too, because I'm on the intellectual side too, I gotta be able to have a conversation. And in most parts, it's a conversation before and like a comfortability and even after. So
Mhm.
like, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, I don't even want to say luckily because that shit ain't luck. Let me just be for real. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously been attractive women, but you feel what I'm saying, to the degree of like that comfortability there and the intimacy get to that point because of that conversation. You feel me? It's a genuine interest past just the looks. Of course, it's gonna be the looks first, but I feel like certain conversations, you know what I'm saying, like maybe interest or certain stuff. Like a lot of times for me, when it has got to that point, it's like a level of comfort, and you feel what I'm saying. The conversation leading up to it just make them completely comfortable. I feel like 90% of you know what I'm saying. Anytime I've been intimate led into that because it was a genuine interest there. Of course, you know what I'm saying? In most cases, they probably already wanted to as well. Cause like you said, sometimes you already know up front, but it still was like the interest or the
Right.
comfortability of being like, damn, you actually dope. Aside from you looking good, you feel what I'm saying? Aside from us having a good meal, aside from that too, the conversation on point, you know what I'm saying? We did some creative shit too as well. And then it's like, okay, now I feel like a level of interest for real, for me to be like, okay, let me be intimate with you. And then if I am at that point, and also if I enjoy it too, you know what I'm saying, to continue doing that too, then I will. And of course,
Right.
you know, I let certain sides out, but I agree with you 100% on that. I still got to feel something. Everybody done have little
Mhm.
moments where it just is what it is, but once you get to like our age too, to a degree, and even if you are single on certain vibes, it get the level of interest got to be there. Because then you know what I'm saying, it's fucking scary hours out here anyway with society and the way folks moving. Period. So you can't even be playing around anyway when it comes to that. It's just more so like, yo, I need to know where your vibe is at, period. Because like I said,
Mhm.
even aside from the situation I explained,
Yeah.
You know, it's other shit. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they said something about Houston like that too as well. I'm
Yeah.
like, shit, everybody with everybody now at this point, it's like, goddamn, I need to show some type of interest and know where your ass at too, because you might be goddamn, you might have done already smashed like everybody, you feel what I'm saying, out here to a degree and being reckless. So I'm like, shit, let me at least try
Yep.
to, you know what I'm saying, read you a little bit. You right.
Exactly. Yeah, just take, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I feel like again, when people bring body count up, it just doesn't seem like you're actually out here in the field, actually dating real people. It seems like you're just online talking shit, and that's what it
Yeah.
is. It's
Yeah.
like because a lot of times when you look, because I'm one of the people I want to know what your background is. No wife, several times divorced, no actual long term relationship. You got Myron from a freaking fresh and fit, begging a girl to get an abortion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like you got
yeah, that shit
a
is
lot of
fucking, yeah,
things going
that shit a
on, and then
while.
you don't claim to not believe in those. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's always those types of dudes who have a lot of baggage of their own, or I don't know how to say this nicely, don't get none, that have a lot to say about body count. And again, I feel like that's them kind of pushing off because the projection, you know what I'm saying? If you were a pretty woman, you would be giving it up like hotcakes. And it's funny because that gender bender question, oh, if you were the opposite sex, what would you do? And most women would be like, oh, I would like use the bathroom standing up, or,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, hell. And then you have dudes like, oh, I'm smashing all the homies. I'm going out here and selling this cat. Like, that's
Yeah,
what that's
yeah.
your
Folks do be saying that. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, like so you're projecting what you would do if you were a bad bitch onto other women who you believe are bad bitches, and that's not what they're doing, that's not what they're into. So then when you get into the dating realm, and you think that everyone is a hoe, but they don't want to fuck you, now your pride is hurt. You did that to yourself, bro. You're hurting yourself. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to deal with the shit. And it's like, bro, like, leave them women alone. Leave them girls alone. You scaring us.
They can't really say that anyway, because like to your point too, that's how society is. If it's a lot of attractive women, or as an attractive woman, dude's gonna desire to want to be with her anyway, and gonna desire to want to, you know what I'm saying, have sex with her. So the thing is, how can you contradict yourself with that ain't me, but you feel what I'm saying, with certain men too, when you already knowing that's the perspective that, you know what I'm saying, I'll say a man that lack, what's the word? It ain't emotional intelligence, that lack understanding in it. It's like you saying one thing, but then you know the reality of it. Like, damn, how the hell she look this good? And then, she done been with so many people, and you feel what I'm saying, so many people, whatever, but then she desirable, and then she's one of them chicks that everybody want. Like, come on, make it make sense. Like, you make yourself look stupid sometimes
On
when you
me.
saying that, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, even some I done came across, I've never said it, but I'm saying even some I done came across, that I done been intimate with, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm knowing like they're attractive. But see, me, I deep dive into these situations, because even before and after I'm intimate or whatever, I'm able to like deep dive with a woman on a whole nother level to understand. And it's a lot of them. Even specifically, I know some women I've definitely been with before that's hella attractive ain't really touched a lot of dudes, period. You feel what I'm saying? Again, because the perception of y'all just thinking that, damn, she bad as hell, thick as hell, you know what I'm saying? Like a certain vibe, personality, the way she dressed, everybody got to be one of her. Everybody smashing that. I'm like, that don't necessarily be the case. Again, um, if you don't give people an opportunity, then a lot of people are ride their wave of perception. I think that's the new shit, especially with internet now. What is perceived is what people go by than the actual truth. And you're right. That's why you got the folks out here, the dudes out here that had their perspective and said woman this and woman that, but then you be contradicting yourself, or vice versa. You got, you know what I'm saying,
Facts.
certain women too, to a degree that what's the way to say it? Not like men, but like to the degree too where you know what I'm saying, they similar. Man and woman is still similar in certain ways. So if a man move a certain type of way and he's single and he want to be with, you know what I'm saying, multiple women in the same way, or a woman and
Mhm.
multiple men, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's like-minded things in that same field. I think people get it confused because it's male and females. They can both move the same, particularly if you talking about like who you sleeping with. Because if you're an attractive man and you're an attractive woman, you know what I'm saying, you can make things happen, period, especially if you single. I mean, let's be for real. When you single, a lot of the times when people in that boat, or they attractive, like you saying too, and they can make moves like that, because it's always the people too that can pick and choose who they want to be with. That's a whole nother ball game right there. You feel what I'm saying? When I got a whole pool of folks, and I know if I hit such and such up, I already know what time it is. I mean, hey, I ain't finna knock it though. You feel me? Like some folks do what they do.
Exactly. And that's my thing too. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it's like everyone's beauty standard is not gonna be the same. With women though, it's so we do a lot of rejecting because dudes will most dudes do not have high standards. I would say that. Most dudes will just do
Facts.
and not even to be mean, like they be like fine ass dudes, but then you see who they got with, and you kind of wonder, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I would have thought you would have been with someone who looks more like this or whatever. And it's not even saying that the other girl is ugly. She's just a regular looking chick, right? But society will sit up and be like, oh, she's ugly. She's base. I've seen it done with celebrities' wives, bro. They
Yeah.
just regular women. They're not ugly. You know what I'm saying? But also they're not botch body. They're not BBL'd up. They're not, you know what I'm saying? Model size and stuff like that. And then society will like rip into them like, oh, he's fine, so he should be with this person. Baby, that is who he wanted. That is who got the ring, sweetheart. That is who
Yeah.
was rocking with him. You know what I mean?
That's
But
why I
all that to
said that perception. You're right. What you just said right there, because people go off, especially in the new era of like the perception and not in the space of what you said when you like said this person should be with that type of person. No, why you assume this is like, I mean, everybody do got different standards. You got to think it's beautiful women in all
yeah.
shapes and sizes, colors, creed, all of that. You feel me? It ain't just one style of a woman that's beautiful or one type of woman with a body type. Like the BBW shit is at large out here for sure. And a lot of times I don't know why dudes even be in the space too, like you said, to it being like, I ain't really interested in that. Stop playing, man. A lot of y'all niggas behind the scenes is definitely going to work on that. Let's be for real now.
I mean, I believe in preference, but I think a lot of people get preference confused with requirement. Like I
Yeah,
prefer
yeah.
tall men, but I will still date other men. Like I'll date short men, I'll date tall, lanky men, I'll date, when you are like, my preference is skinny women, I don't want to date anybody but skinny women. That is a requirement. That's not you prefer this, but you'll still, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's one
yeah,
of the
that's
devil.
crazy work. I know what you're talking
Like,
about. It really is people like that. I know
uh,
exactly what you're saying. That shit wild
people
right
will
there.
like the wrong vocabulary where and it irritates me. But it's just like I know for best example that I've seen of that of what we're talking about right now would be Lori Harvey. People looked at the people she dated and was like, "Oh, she's a slut. She's fucking everybody." And I'm just like, how do you know? She's dated models. She's dated NASCAR drivers. She dated Future for a little bit. She dated Michael B. Jordan. He even proposed. She said no. And I'm like, people were mad at her for that. And I'm like, but y'all said she was a hoe. So y'all want Michael B. Jordan to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not making it make sense. But she's just a baddie who don't have people in her business. I literally cannot remember what she sounds like because she doesn't talk much. She literally just lives in the magazines and people follow her and try to like shit on her and she just lets it bitch, I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, check the last name, check the family, like, check where I come from and the type of quality, type of men I can pull. And then if I just want a plaything like Future, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? You knew he was hurt because he started saying shit about her in the songs. Like, Future hurt when he started saying shit. Like, yeah, nigga, she left you. Your 6-month contract is up. Sign this NDA.
That's why I was saying to your point too with the whole conversation is that it don't necessarily matter because you're right. You got somebody like Future that I know for sure. You feel what I'm saying? They got
But
multiple kids, and I'm pretty sure at his status in the game too, definitely hitting multiple women. So even on the flip side of that, by Lori Harvey doing her thing or she sliding out doing whatever too, I mean, shit, it's only right. Like it's Future and Lori Harvey. Let's be for real. Not Future doing him. You got to know that. I ain't saying that she's with multiple people, but you're right when they feel
right,
some type of way because you just hit that right on the head. You feel what I'm saying? We know Future for what Future does, and see how Future
exactly.
feels about the Lori Harvey situation and her moving on too. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, he was going crazy. I will
Yeah,
say that the is not something that's new. Perception is something that dudes have used to kind of fuck women over for a long time. I was a virgin until I was 18 years old. And I'll never fucking forget it. This one dude, Stacy, my sophomore year, he told everyone me and him had did it on the top of his Jeep. No one believed me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had braces, I had big bushy eyebrows, I played the flute and stuff like that. He was super fine, and he did like want to be with me or whatever. But I found out he was talking to some other girl, and then I just let him know like I'm not allowed to date anyway, so you might as well just go with her because I'm not gonna be able to come to no parties or anything like that. My parents didn't play. Plus,
I
I had
feel you.
like if you weren't in band or soccer or some type of extracurricular activity I was doing, me and you probably wouldn't be talking unless we were in class anyway because I was too busy. He went and told everyone that, and for 2 years, bro, I was called like a slut, a whore. Dudes will act differently towards you. They will treat you differently. They will, like, I got
Man.
groped that I was like sexually assaulted. I'll never forget it. Just because some dumb boy lied and changed the perception of me. And then when I did lose my virginity, and of course Terrence Logan had to go and tell everybody about it, it was like, our bad. Like, yeah, I'm about to graduate high school now, and all this bad shit has happened just from. So I think even with the perception, even when we're just talking about body count or dating and stuff like that, like men don't realize like there's a lot of power in their tongue. And so let's say we're on a college campus and a motherfucker say like, hey man, this girl get down, she a slut, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, that
And
shit
you
is
invite
facts.
her. You feel me, bro? You are putting her in like possible danger because now she's just drinking, trying to have fun, and you got a drunk dude that's like, "Oh, I know I'm gonna get it tonight," and this hoe tells him no. Well, you're a whore, so you can't tell me no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dudes in society, I don't think they realize like y'all be putting us in bad spaces, and I think that's why there's this kind of like I'm not even gonna call it a gender war because I see why it's happening. I get why a lot of women are more so standoffish, very just trying to be secure, standoffish and kind of mean to men because we see what that perception can do to women. And so even calling out Lori Harvey, she went from being low key to just, oh, she's a slut, she's a hoe, this and this girl ain't even do nothing. She ain't say
Yeah.
nothing. She hasn't
Yeah.
anything. Have OnlyFans. She doesn't fit the narrative of being a hoe. With Cassie, for instance, when she came out and said, "Hey, I'm hurt. Someone did something to me." Oh, it's a money grab. She's after money. She's after this, that, and the third. But when you look at her past, Cassie was not a video vixen. She was just like
Mm-hmm. An artist.
no drama.
Yeah.
It's like when we get to playing with people and saying things that are not true or trying to draw someone up as something based on how they look and stuff like that. For men, yeah, it might be embarrassing or whatever. But usually, like when we say, dude, he be throwing that dick, some women be turned off.
My bad, there. That was funny. Whoop diddy whoop.
They will be like, let me try it out. But it's different for us because when a nigga wants to try us out, if you a hoe, then he gonna try and treat you like a hoe. And that's like, it's dangerous to do. So yeah, perception has been around for a long time. And shit, my story is not much different from any other girl's story, but it was real interesting being called a hoe and I ain't never fucked nobody.
I
It
mean,
was so
college
interesting.
worse. I'm not gonna lie, college worse. Cause I mean, even as a college athlete, cause I was hooping at the time when I was in college. That word
Yeah.
of mouth is crazy work. Even if you ain't did nothing, and you would think it was in high school, like the fact that for somebody to say something and let it be somebody, you know what I'm saying, of some type of stature, like I said, an athlete or what you call it. You got like the homecoming committee in college, like let somebody of or sorority or fraternity, let them say something like that. It's like they word gold, and even if it's bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? That shit right there blew my mind, you know what I'm saying, in college. Of course, folks experiment and doing their thing too. So I'm pretty sure even when you coming out of high school, of course, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be smashing and all that, but like
Yeah.
you would think high school is like that. Nah, hell nah. College is way worse. It's literally just because such and such might have brought one person name up that just got here for 2 weeks as a freshman, sophomore, whatever the case may be, ain't really dealing with nobody, and that shit spread like wildfire. It's over with. And it's like,
I already
damn,
know
like that y'all really just rolling off perception. That shit probably ain't even happen like that.
it's levels to it. That's why like Gen Z calls it bop lore. And I love that they first of all is, but I love that some of the things, like some of the TikToks I've seen are like when you realize the bop is just a girl that was sexually assaulted, or when you realize that your homeboy lied, he never hit the bop. The girl was never a bop to begin with. He just didn't want you to have it. Like it be so much truth coming out, and I'm like, I'm glad that the younger generation once again is kind of learning from, the stuff that we did because. I don't get too mad about high school stuff because we were kids. People was trying to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me, like I had just moved. I'm new, and when you're new in a small town, everybody gonna try to talk to you. But it was like, I'm not allowed to talk to you niggas. If you think that I'm about to make I have where I can do
Yeah.
what I want to do, go to my friend's house and stuff like that from talking to some stinking boy, you got me messed up. Like, I was a good noodle, top student, all that. Like, that was me. You know what I'm saying? You talking about doing something bad? Catch me junior year. Towards the end of my junior year, that's when I was like, okay, I'm sneaking out. You know what I'm saying? And I
Nah,
didn't
I
even sneak
feel
out
you.
of my
Yeah, I feel you.
out of her window or whatever. But we would always like, her parents was cool. As long as you come to church on Sunday, we don't care how long you stayed out. Child, we tried staying out till 5 that morning. They woke us up bright and early for Sunday school, bro. I was mad, bro. I was
Damn.
I want to go. And after that, I didn't stay out that late because it was nothing for us to do. It was just at Waffle House most of the time because we're teens. We can't go.
Yeah, you're right. You
We
can't
go back.
really experience everything, yeah, because you ain't old enough to do everything. That's like literally just to
Like,
be out. That's it.
we over here drinking Four Locos and shit for the first time.
Yo, MD40s. What's the other shit? The Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, MD, baby.
Yo, damn, you bringing
Blue.
back memories with that.
But yeah, I'm like, we were kids, bro. So in high school, it just felt like my whole reputation. I mean, I got on homecoming court and things like that. But again, that was like after Terrence like cleared my name. And it was the fact that word of mouth from some random dude who
You
never
was
even,
lit then. You can't just skate over that. You feel me? Because at
yeah.
one point, I was a part of homecoming court too. No, I'm saying no.
Mhm.
Nah, you got to get your flag or college. If you make it on home, even if they slandered your name,
It's a big deal.
got to actually like you to be on homecoming. Dr. You on there when you was on?
And I was lit. It was lit. At our school, the school didn't get to vote, like the football team voted. Child. And even then, like I said, and that's the only reason that Terrence had came out and said something because of course, like I was new. I came there my sophomore year. You had girls who've been going to school with these boys their whole lives who wanted to be on homecoming court. I didn't want to be on homecoming court. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here watching anime. I wear what I want to wear to school. Like, I'm not girly or nothing like that. I ended up having to spend my check on a dress and shit. I was low key kind of upset. But I was like, it's an honor. You know what I'm saying? Because I do be at all the games because I'm in band. So I don't have a choice. But I be at
That's
all the
lit.
games, you know.
Yeah.
So they voted me on and stuff like that. And then I don't know. It was this. I'm gonna call her Moo Moo because that's the thing of the night. But Moo Moo, she started this rumor that I got on homecoming court by screwing the football team, and that's when Terrence
That's
was like,
crazy work, man.
"We not gonna lie, girl like that." Like, and Terrence was like, it was so funny. It's so what do you call it, cliche, but like I'm in band, he's on the football team, very likable, he was like quarterback, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just like, I told him no a million times, but my mom liked him, so I was like, well, that does it for me. So we ended up dating and stuff, and he was cool, like he was funny, everybody liked Terrence. So yeah, it just, like I said, I appreciated it, but it also sucked that it took, like, why wasn't I believed? And that's what I think, even as a grown woman, in certain situations, why does it always take a male to ruin it and a male to fix it? Like, why can't I just say my body count is 5 and that just be it? Why does it have to be a discussion? And man, I don't know, man. I mean, you do got 2 kids, so that's 2 right there. So you telling me you only mess with 3 other people? I could say I only mess with 2 people. You'd have to believe me. I got 2 kids. I could sit here and say my 2 kids by the same person. I've only been with one person. You'd have to
I
believe me.
feel
Like,
that. Yeah, yeah.
it don't matter. And that's just like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. But
I mean, it's the facts. You feel me? I'm finna go ahead and drop the bomb on y'all right now. You feel what I'm saying? I know this probably gonna get clipped up, so I'm finna do it right now because I mean the facts is what it is. Perception is one thing to close this out. You feel me too as well in this segment. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all because I know a lot of people curious about this question, asking my perception, certain type of shit. I ain't saying for you to answer this, but I'm finna answer. You feel what I'm saying? This is for the people out there, the listeners, for sure. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. What you may think because of my stature, vibe, or whatever the case may be, is not what you think. Realistically, and I'm not gonna hit spot on the money for y'all to know, my body count specifically, because I mean I keep it real on y'all, is under 20 people. I'm not gonna give you the exact number, you know what I'm saying, of that period, but sometimes you just gotta
facts.
drop bomb on folks. So before y'all ever go out, before I get to whatever level I get to, and you going off of perception, if y'all thinking this and that, there you go right there. That's your one, you know what I'm saying? That's how you drop bombs on a DJ Clue style right there, man. Under 20, I'm not finna tell you exactly how much it is, but it ain't no goddamn 100. It damn ain't it show like 3,000 because that shit right there is crazy work. I'm talking about to be for real. If you You out here moving like that. Hey, like I told Marcel, to each his own, but that's a lot of goddamn people. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
You in the thousands, like damn, like that, you gotta have no standards, like you said. To your point, when we first started this conversation, if your ass is at that many people, 365, you feel what I'm saying, days out the year, and you in the thousands, you definitely your quality ain't for shit. It can't be.
Yeah, I don't think the quality, because even sex work or whatever, like in the length of their careers,
Yeah.
you see them work with the same people. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have more, because a lot of times they'll go in with the straightness, but then they'll be bi. But you see them still over the years, they work with the same group of people. So even theirs ain't just like, from what I've seen anyway, who I follow, just way up there from what I've seen from their works. And a lot of times they end up dating each other, marrying each other. Like it's so many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To your point, like that many, like that shit's a lot. Even for somebody to really say 1,000, you feel what I'm saying? When you talking about, you know what I'm saying, the porn stars and all that too, like that's a lot of
Yeah,
goddamn people, bro. 1,000 folks that you done slid in, like that. Not, that's what I'm saying.
that's
Not that body count matter. You get the point I'm trying to explain to you. I'm saying
yeah,
like that shit. That's a lot of damn people. You got to just not really care at some point of like, you know what I'm saying. You just locked in with somebody, you just smash because they count up even when you talking about quality and you know what I'm saying. People in sex work and all that too. Even if you just say,
mhm.
you feel what I'm saying, a different person, or even like you say they consistent with the same person. I highly doubt a lot of them done reached a certain mark for real, for real. Even when we just
For
having
real,
fun,
for real.
even just when we having fun with the conversation, because damn, that's a lot of fucking people, for real. Literally, that's a lot
Because
of folks.
like it should be crazy. It really do. But I for real, because sexual health is so important, because I feel like it's still weird to talk about. I do hope that everybody is protected. Wrap it up. I
Oh
mean, they
yeah,
got girl
definitely.
condoms. They got all types of condoms out there, because a lot of people wear condom to do the do, but then you will still give oral with no condom. It defeats the purpose, girl. What you doing? You gotta. What was the purpose? Then you might as well just take it off. But again, I feel like this conversation, just the birds and the bees and everything like that,
Yeah.
in alpha, yeah, as y'all know, you know what I'm saying. If you don't know, both of us are parents, and
Yes, indeed.
these types of conversations are the ones that we're gonna be having with our kids. And I have two daughters. We both have daughters, so I have two, and I found out today, like, sometimes it's not sexual assault or rape, it's really sexual exploitation. And I found out that, like, holy shit, it's a lot of men and women who've been sexually exploited and they just literally don't know it. So, like, the definition of it is, it means any actual or attempted abuse of a position of vulnerability, differential power, or trust for sexual purposes, including but not limited to profiting monetarily, socially, or politically from the sexual exploitation of another. It includes, but is not limited to, exchanging money, employment, goods for services for sex. This includes transactional sex, regardless of the legal status of sex work in the country. It also includes any situation where sex is coerced or demanded by withholding or threatening to withhold goods or services, or by blackmailing. So,
Mm.
like, there are so many situations where I've heard, like, you know, she not gonna screw me, so I'm not gonna pay the bills, or I'm not gonna put food in the fridge, or you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about from husbands, and it's just like, what? Or like, with women, with the monetary shit, or gifting, or what I'm saying. You don't want to be with me, okay, bet I'm gonna blackmail you, or I'm not gonna let you see your kids. I'm not gonna let you, freaking come over. Like, what? It's crazy, and I'm like, it's so many times that we just don't know the vocabulary for stuff. So when it comes to my girls, I got to let them know, like, yo, I mean, it's I don't think there's anything you do about it legally, right? Until it reaches a serious level, but at least you know that someone is really trying to, like, use sex to get you. And those are conversations that, like, I wish my parents would have had with me. I think it's because they didn't necessarily know the vocabulary or whatever. But also, we just didn't really have conversations about much. My mom showed me a book of STDs. We watched 16 and
Oh
Pregnant,
yeah.
that was my education. That's what kept me like, oh, I ain't never screwing. I couldn't believe people was actually out here doing it, because it was just so far removed from my mind. But I wish that we would have had healthier conversations about it, because then when I did do it, I felt like this extreme amount of guilt for doing it. You know what I'm saying? When really
Yeah.
should have been like a, I don't want to, like, shame my kids away from doing it, but also at the same time, I don't want them growing up in a world where like shit happens fast and people like think it's cool. Having those tough conversations, and I'm even gonna say it's tough, it's just kind of like awkward, you know. Don't nobody want to think about their kids screwing, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, you're right.
Don't
Yeah.
nobody their kids doing it. But if you don't have the conversation, bro, like what if they get it from their friend and their friend don't know what the fuck they talking about? You have motherfuckers out here like saying that if you don't have a condom or you can't get one, just saran wrap your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
What the
stupid little
fuck?
kid. You know what I'm saying? Stupid kid shit. Like
But man,
it's
I
just
agree.
like
I agree with what you're saying. And like on
hmm
the flip side of that, I just got a different perspective because you know what I'm saying, being a male and having a daughter, having a daughter first, you feel what I'm saying, even in the process, I'm
yeah,
understanding too that it ain't even just it's a certain perspective like from my generation, but I gotta say it even differently now with the new generation. So my thing is like even as my daughter continue to get older, you feel what I'm saying, that I gotta be in the space, especially with the generational times now, of
right.
more so being real and not being on the militant shit. Because that's something I had even paid attention to with myself of me being a, you know what I'm saying, a male in a generation that I was in. And then knowing now too, when you try to overly either shelter or like distance them from
Mhm.
certain stuff. My thing is I'd rather be the one that had a conversation with you to know that, you know what I'm saying, only be in this space when it's the right time, when you get of age and other things too. But the reality
Right.
of it, not necessarily like I don't even want to be the militant parent of like, you know, because I mean it's a running joke that everybody say when you got daughters and certain stuff too, you can't be in a relationship till you're 55, you know what I'm saying? You can't marry somebody till you're 40, you know what I'm saying? All that. I mean, I know like it's the real conversation that you know what I'm saying about the whole girl dad dynamic, but I'm just learning like even with myself too, the three things of being real, you know what I'm saying, with my daughter about everything, not even just from relationships and sex, like really being real about having the real conversations earlier because the generation that we in now, the internet is already telling you stuff ahead of time. So I'd rather be the one even at some point is to beat the curve on that. So before I just, you know what I'm saying, have you out here on social media and certain stuff too, I'm gonna let you know about how it really is out here too. Because at the end of the day, you gotta be true with yourself too. The way technology
Mhm.
advancing and the way information just out there for kids at any age now, you gotta be able to be prepared for that conversation at any time. I would say like in our generation, some stuff was still sheltered. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't accessible like it is now. So like your parents did try to teach you stuff over time. Or you feel me? When we was in high school, it was okay to not quite be in the mix of everything, whether that was sex, whether that was having your own car, whether that was going out to the club and stuff early. But then shit, you got to think in a generation that we in now, everything plastered. I'm talking about before they even hit that point, before they even hit middle
Yeah.
school. And by time they hit high school, you feel what I'm saying? The interesting part about that shit, you got folks in high school living a college life. And that's crazy work. Cause you feel me? When we was in high school, you was still sheltered. You feel what I'm saying? Now by trying to get ninth, 10th grade, man, you got folks moving out here like you know what I'm saying? They freshmen, sophomores in college, because you know about the college life. You feel what I'm saying? Like they freshmen, sophomores in college. So it's like, man, with a daughter, I gotta be upfront. And when I'm having the conversations, it gotta be like, yo, this is what this is. If a dude try to approach you like this, because they will, you feel me? I can't shelter the part of being like, you know, look for the perfect guy, look for the good guy. Of course, I'm gonna give you that advice, but I'm gonna also show you the flip side of if this type of guy try to approach you too, I just got to have that conversation with you. I can't make everything squeaky clean too because I'm noticing as the generations keep advancing, the kids is getting hip to everything at a younger age. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's my thing. That's why I'm just like I want to call it like the downside of the internet, but at the same time I don't because it's forcing these conversations that maybe weren't had. And I do realize that like for the older generations they had a bit more time because they could like put by this age group this and by that age group that.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the internet and everything being so accessible, we don't have the time to do that. And so like I know what I'm practicing is really just allowing there to be open communication because I'm not going to be able to catch everything before they do. They could go to school one day and have a friend who has a tablet or a phone or whatever and shows them something. Just like me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I didn't know what until I went to school and my friend Patrick was like, "Yo, look at this," and then boom, introduces Pornhub, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" But I didn't feel comfortable to go and ask my parents about it. But one thing I can say, and I gotta pat myself on the back, is like my kids now, like if they do something bad or whatever, they will immediately tell me. They'll tell me what's going on. Whether it be like they dropped something, whether it be like they broke something, they don't try to hide it because they're not like afraid. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've been trying to push because we used to get whoopings when I was little. We got our ass whooped.
Definitely.
Yo, braids your ass whooped, you break something, you get your ass whooped. It
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of ass whoopings that could have been conversations, I feel. And so for me, like I really don't whoop my kids because we're gonna talk about it. I think that a lot of time, especially at their ages when they're young, they are new humans. And I'll never forget, like, on some child psychology shit, and I didn't even know any of this to begin with. It just was, I guess, like instinct a little bit. But my kids, we moved into my apartment and they had colored on the fucking wall. And they called me in there to look at what they made. And so in my mind it clicked like, we've never had a conversation about y'all not coloring on the wall because you've never colored on the wall. So I can't
Yeah,
get
yeah, I
mad at
get you.
y'all.
Yeah.
You don't know in your little kid mind that this is not something you're supposed to do. So I explained to them, you're not supposed to color on the wall. They cleaned it up or whatever. And I ended up getting them, you have like those like chalkboard or those little boards you can paste onto the wall or whatever. And they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next time they on the wall, guess what? They got up and ran away because you're in trouble. See, now I know that I can punish you because you actually know
Yeah,
that what you did was fucked.
yeah, I get what
And
you're
so I
saying.
think like from, like they call it soft parenting, but I'm like, bro, I just want to treat my kids like what they are, which is little bitty adults, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think that like every time you do something wrong, I'm beating you because I love you. Because how is that going to work in your mind if a dude puts his hands on you, or if someone who says they love you puts their hands on you? Like, we have to really think about how that's going to affect them, especially after so many years. Like, oh, I'm whooping you because I love you, or I'm punishing you because I love you. Like, it's dudes out here who would say that.
And
You
you
know what
know
I'm
what
saying?
though? You know what though? My bad. But that's why I wanted to speak on with that too, with me having a daughter, because it's almost like you said before I'm finna say it. So like it just brings
Yeah.
more clarity. That's one thing that I know, even as my daughter get older, and what I'm saying, even the more time I'll be able to get with my daughter, I don't want to focus on that part at all of disciplining her. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say giving a whooping, because I feel like as a man and just my stature and certain stuff anyway, it's a
Yeah.
way that, especially with a daughter, you feel what I'm saying? It's a way that if I'm trying to get my point across, even if it ain't stern sometimes, but like a real conversation of being able to sit my daughter down, because it is my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's ways to do that for men mostly. You know what I'm saying? Especially now in this era, without even having to, discipline them physically at all. Just with a simple fact that as your father, if I do need to address something and it's that sternness and, masculinity in a certain space anyway, that I can be like, come sit down. I need to have a conversation with you why you don't need to be doing X, Y, and Z. And if I got to reiterate it, you feel like I feel like I want to come from a parenting stance, especially as a girl dad, you feel what I'm saying, from that space. Because I feel like that do bring a different element to that. Even as a father, you know what I'm saying, whooping your child or whatever the case may be, let's say your daughter or something too, it is that certain type of energy that come with it. So if I can just
Yeah.
put you on game with everything and have like a stern conversation, if I feel like you need to get something together, I feel like for real, especially with a daughter, that's enough. Now with a son, with a certain perspective, I ain't really saying like when I have a son too, you know what I'm saying, to just be whooping him either. But what I'm saying is it's still gonna be a different element of an approach. Even if I don't feel like I need to put my hands on my son, it's still to the degree of like, hey, if I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna address it in a certain type of way and just do it like that. Because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna be perfect. We already was,
Right.
analyzing that whole situation today too, from earlier, when I'm just like, shit, we ain't even perfect. I done made hella mistakes too. I done did certain things I wasn't supposed to do. I done, went down, uh, I don't want to say went down the wrong path, but like maybe was in a certain direction too. It veered off on certain stuff, even if it's little miniature stuff that ain't even serious. Like, I'm not perfect. I done fucked up and made mistakes too. So I'm already knowing going in, because a lot of parents don't know. That's the truth. A lot of parents don't. It's like I
Yeah.
messed up or whatever case may be. I ain't have everything together, so let me be extra strict on my kids coming up. That don't got to be the perspective. You feel me?
Or
Let it be the
yeah.
understanding, just like how you saying too, is that they gonna make mistakes just like me. Sometimes they're gonna make worse mistakes than me. Sometimes they're gonna make the same mistakes as me, of me learning certain lesson too. And I just gotta be from that, you know what I'm saying, from that angle of it, of just being like, hey, my daughter is not gonna be perfect growing up, even as a baby, even as a preteen, even as an adult. I'm already going in that perspective of knowing that, hey, I'm prepared for things to go
Mhm.
wrong, just like I'm prepared for things to go right. And I feel like that's gonna make me
Exactly.
a better parent doing it. It's like, nah, all right, you just did such and such, or you in this stage where now you finna actually start going to school with boys, or now you finna start being defiant, sneaking and doing certain stuff. So now we need to have a conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up, have a conversation. I don't need to put my hands on you to do that. Hey, it's time, because I see a pattern if you're doing something, you know what I'm saying, to that degree. Okay, now it's time for us I'm gonna address it now. Now you need to know what's going on so that we can step into this conversation and let it be what it's gonna be.
And that's my thing too. Like I absolutely agree with that. I feel like that's something that my parents didn't do was be relatable. And I wouldn't say they were militant, but it's like certain things that I feel like in stories about my mom when she was a teenager would have helped me if she would have shared them while I was a teenager. And I had to wait till I was grown because it's grown folks' business. As for me though, I plan on giving my kids the playbook every step of the way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So if you bump your head or whatever, I know that at the end of the day, I'm not going to feel guilty or anything because I told you about this. You went out, you chose to make a wrong choice, and I'll be here to support you. But I feel like sometimes you can do all that shit and your kids still turn out to be ain't shit people. They go
Yeah,
out, they
yeah,
get in school, or they go to the workforce, and everything you've instilled, you've given them all you got. And that's one thing I also I'm not gonna say I prepare myself for it because I just speak positivity, but also at the same time it's just like you never fucking know. That rebel phase might be a long rebel phase. You
yeah,
might be
yeah,
dealing with
yeah,
a
yeah.
kid who is confused about their sexuality, who's confused, who's into drugs, who something bad may have happened to them or something not on your watch, and they don't feel comfortable being able to say it, so they just act out. And it's like, not that I feel like that's going to happen with my kids because maybe I've been set it off, but it does happen. And statistically, with girls, things do happen, and that's why I'm like, it's so important to have those uncomfortable conversations with them, put them up on game because it's more than just stranger danger out here, and not even with the girls, the little boys too,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
society literally put such a chokehold on little boys when it comes to their sexuality, especially if a man does something to you or if a woman does something to you, it's supposed to be looked at as something good. But of course, your little baby mind, you don't know what's happening. So you associate it with bad things, but then you got your homeboys or your uncle or your cousin or whoever being like, oh yeah, man, you got some pussy. Like, baby, you were molested. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no, I know
saying?
what
Like,
you mean. Yeah, yeah, that's still bad. Like, come on, be for real now. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
age
like
gap is ridiculous. Like, come on now. Yeah,
you were taken advantage of, just like, but I feel like it's up to our generation and the next generations to push it because the older generation did not push that. And it's gonna be a hard fight, but I think it'll be worth it. But yeah, I want to give my girls like my mistakes. I want to tell them about my crazy college fun time. I'm gonna tell them about my tattoo of my ex-girlfriend. Mommy, who's Jewel? Girl, grab a drink, girl. Let me tell you. little, little margarita, what they call a margarita. I'm saying alcohol is margarita, and we'll talk about it. Also, I do want to. One thing I can say is shout out to my daddy. Shout out to Big Duke. Period. Drinking. Oh my God. So my first drink, real drink, I was probably like 13 years old. Around like every year for New Year's, once I turned 12, we could have champagne on New Year's,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Little glass, right? But then my dad had asked when I was 13, who was out with the family and stuff, if me, my brothers, and my cousins wanted to, try a drink because now we're getting older, we're about to go in high school and stuff. So I knew I didn't drink much because first of all, I was disgusting. My brother don't drink till this day after that. Like he was pretending to, drink beer and stuff like that. And my dad made him finish that whole can. And my brother does not drink at all.
Mm,
Me, I'm still a drinker.
yeah.
But once I got older and stuff like that, my parents did allow me to drink so I could, like feel, you know what I'm saying? Feel like kind of figure out what my limit was, which wasn't much, but I feel like it was very realistic because going to college, you gonna have a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to have a drink. And if you don't know where your stopping point is, you're gonna be screwed. Now I'm not gonna sit up here and say like we was drinking together like drinking buddies or nothing like that. But let it be a holiday or some shit and it's bottles around, yeah, go ahead and drink. I need you go ahead, do what you do. And especially if it was a mixed one, child, I was over there drinking. I threw up. I was
Yeah,
like,
that we should
never
get you right there to mixed drinks. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, never drinking again, child. So when I went to college and I felt myself get a nice little buzz, I knew, all right, I'm good. I'm where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't pressure me into it because I already know what drunk feel like. And that's one thing I did appreciate. We never smoked weed. Now, when I was 22, I smoked with my dad. That's when I smoked with my dad. But you know, at that point, I'm an adult, got my place, I'm doing good. But you know, they definitely didn't. I didn't even know my dad smoked. That's how like hidden away that shit was. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even get it in the house, and if it had to have been when we were gone because my mom she's OCD. She's a clean freak. So I think that when it comes to alcoholic beverages, when it comes to recreational drugs and stuff, that's definitely going to be a conversation we have. I
Mm.
have some people in my family that smoke with they kids, or like my friend Pi, like her grandma, mom, like all of them will link up, and she been smoking since she was 12, and I'm like, sheesh, like girl, what? But
It's gonna be fully
yeah,
legal though.
food.
By the time they really get to that point, if they desire to, that's the other interesting part. That's why I said the conversation gonna have to be different. You know what I'm saying? Even with my daughter, because we went from something that was criminalized to now at this point, to be for real, even if you're not into it, I mean, shit is almost legal everywhere. You feel me? You're right. So it's a different
Gonna be 20.
conversation.
Yeah, it'll be the same as probably higher age than tobacco because that frontal lobe is still developing. You can't smoke, you can't buy cigarettes till you what, 18, 21.
Yeah.
I want to say. I know they're gonna put age on it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in high school, 15, 16 years old, and let's say your friends, because we was getting in high school,
Yeah.
that corn that was it was no real. It was getting Reggie. That's what they was getting. But
But you get what
you
I'm
know,
saying, though. You see how even in high school, like to your point, because in high school, a lot of us was doing stuff because we couldn't do it. You feel me? That's a perspective that people don't look at too. Like, you know, you're a sneak to get away with it. Or in college, once you actually got that real escape, that real
yeah.
freedom, that's where you start drinking, smoking, trying different stuff. What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
it's gonna be the same, but a little more open. Like even when you talking about having certain conversation with your daughter, because for real, by the time you feel what I'm saying, both of our daughters get to a certain point, it's not about not doing it.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? You're right. Because if you encourage them to
Right.
say certain stuff and not do it, but it's gonna be so what you call it, open already. Because the fact that they done legalized weed the way they have to the point now, and we talking about before, even in high school when you know what I'm saying, we was going through certain stuff like that. That's what made each generation unique. You feel me? Because literally, of course, the drinking. I mean, I don't think they're never gonna change 21 and
Yeah.
up for drinking. In other countries, it's like 17 to 18. I forgot what country it is, but oh, that shit wild work right there.
Hmm.
13,
They
where?
could drink wine.
30,
Well, you know what? In the US, actually, you can drink as long as you're with a parent, you can drink in some states and you would be like 12, 13 years old.
shit, I ain't know
I'm about
that.
to say you're with a parent, and I think it's like Idaho. So Idaho is weird. Don't tell you, don't,
Look at where you just
they
said.
be
That's
doing
what I'm
weird.
saying. Ain't no telling. Yeah. Ain't no telling with that
Yeah,
one.
Idaho. But they have a lot of, I mean, you can marry a baby in some states. They
What
don't,
the hell?
they still have child marriage laws from like the 1800s that are still very much legal. So child marriage is legal in quite a lot of states. They won't ban it. No one's doing it that we know of course,
Yeah.
but it's legal to do. You know, fresh out the womb. Hey, I want to marry your daughter. Sign. It's a
Wow,
wrap.
that's crazy work right there. But I mean, yeah, that's crazy work.
When it comes to kids, we as a country have never cared about kids. We only use kids for labor and seems like sex.
Yeah,
That's what throughout the generation. And you know, if y'all readers, if you are readers and you want to know more about it, definitely check out it's called White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad. Baby, let me tell you. And it doesn't just talk about blacks. It talks about, you know, the African Americans. It talks about Asians. It talks about like each culture and how basically White Tears has kind of screwed us. And it does have a chapter regarding save the kids. What about the kids? And how that battle cry literally was created from white supremacy and how they used it to say, you're black, you're uneducated, you're poor, you shouldn't have kids. So we're going to take your kids, we're going to make them indentured servants and civilize them, basically free labor.
Yeah, that's
So when you
crazy.
have states that are changing child labor laws and they're not being upfront about it, why is it that 14-year-olds can work overnight? 15-year-olds, I believe, can work like in factories or something now, and 16-year-olds can like serve alcohol. And I'm not talking about like just at a Taco Cabana. I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying, serve alcohol, period.
Mm,
Why are we putting 16-year-olds in a situation with grown, drunk people?
mm-hmm.
That's concerning.
Yeah,
You know what
nah,
I'm saying? But
that
like
is
that's
you're right.
so it's all types of laws and states and shit like that. That, you know, again, like I said, you know, I know my kid's gonna want to work. She's gonna want to have a job. You can't work at Chili's at 16. You can't work nowhere where alcohol's being served. Go to the mall, get you a retail job. You know what I'm saying? Go work at Auntie Anne's or something, the pretzel place.
Staple, that's a damn
Shit, go work.
staple, man. Auntie Anne's, an American cookie, man. Like you hit that on the money right there.
Get you a kid job. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if she wants to go out and she got hired somewhere or something like that, it would really be nothing that I could legally do because, you know, like I said, the laws aren't meant to protect. They're meant to keep us down so that we can. That's why, you know, wants to keep having kids so we can keep filling that workforce up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different conversation.
You're right
But it
about
is
that
when
though.
I'll be having my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely like that's another thing. Just being real about certain things. I don't want to pop their bubble too. You know what I mean? Because the world is shit, you know, politically, globally, it's just bad. And with them being black women, every day I get online and I see something that is disparaging or hurtful or whatever towards black women, I just think like, damn, is this shit not gonna be a trend once my kids get older? But then you start looking at the history and it's like, fuck, they've been doing this shit to us forever.
Mm.
They've been saying black women are ugly, black women are this, that, and the third. And every time we start a trend or we like appreciate ourselves, you have the world, and I'm not talking about just in America. You got motherfuckers in different countries trying to speak on us on TikTok, and I'm just like, I got two black little girls here with different hair textures, their skin tone, like is this going to still be the world when they grow up? And when do I have the conversation to let them know that the world is a hateful fucking place for us,
Yeah,
for our
yeah,
people? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the hard one for me, not the sex, not the drinking and stuff. That's easy shit. But
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I
to
feel you.
explain, you are born this beautiful little girl, bro, and the world has already decided that you ain't enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
no, no,
those,
that's the deeper. It's a. You're right, but with our culture specifically, that's why I say you be spot on with the conversation. You're right. It's we specifically got a way deeper conversation with our kids, no matter if it's a boy or a girl. You're right. Being a black kid or person in America, period, you're right. That simple spot of what we talking about with the sex, the drugs, and all that, that's only on the surface of, I'm pretty sure, every other demographic out here.
mhm.
But for us, it's a step above. I agree with that 1,000%. You're right.
Right. Or even like you said, like the black sons, like statistically, the way they get shot by police. Imagine having a little boy and he's like, oh, I want to, you know, he sees a fire truck or a police car and be so excited. And it's just like, you know, that eventually you gonna have to pop that bubble because like they see you walking in the wrong neighborhood or somewhere you don't belong. That could be your life. They see you holding a phone in your hand. They could, you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
those are
you're
the
right.
conversations that I turn to parents who have a bit more experience than I do. And that's one thing I can say that I do appreciate because it does take a village. I will go into groups. I will ask my friend Fletch. She is 45. You know, I will ask my friends like, how the fuck do you tell them this shit? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like when they religion, I'm not super religious, but my oldest daughter asked me, who is Jesus? And I'm like, who told you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get this information from? You know? And I'm not mad about it, but it's like, I want my kids to come up with their own opinions and their own space. I don't want to be like disgusted by it. But also at the same time, it's just like, how do I answer what is God? You know what I'm saying? In a way that her little 8-year-old mind would be able to understand it because it's like so much that can be said. And then on top of that, because it's not a religion that I just hang tight to due to like just the amount of misogyny, how do I keep my opinion from, you know what I'm saying, interrupting whatever it is she's trying to form? Like, because I don't want my kids to be just like me, right? I'm not one of those people that, you know, I want you to be able to question things and research and find out on your own and have your own opinion. Just because this is how I feel about it, you may feel a different way. You know what I'm saying? You may grow up and you may want to be a preacher's wife or something. Who knows? And I don't want to deter them from their path. So it's just like, child, that's the thing. Balancing like my opinions, my feelings and shit. And basically not being a boomer. Like, this is my house. And so you gonna believe what I say and that's just it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you're
saying?
right.
I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
be, because it hurt to, if you want to attach yourself to religion. But like I said, I don't worry about it too much. But it's like there are some deep, like, physiological conversations that I know are going to come up. And that's why I do appreciate parents who do have teenagers now, who do have older kids now. They can give me some type of insight. And like you said, things will change. But it's like there are some things that will stay the same. You know what I'm saying? How to respond to these things without making them feel bad for asking you. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
don't want to make a or look disgusted or disappointed or anything like that. And then they not want to come to me no more. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
So that shit crazy. But we love the kids. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely for
Love the kids.
life. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my daughter. Oh yeah, y'all see it on the stand right here too, man. Shouts out to my daughter, man.
That's facts. That's facts. So shout out to all the parents out there. Like, yeah, we definitely feel y'all. It's just, I don't know, man. We got some roads ahead of us that I've just never thought about. And I may, even turn to my parents and ask them, like, did I ever ask this? Or how did y'all handle this? Definitely I'm gonna take advantage of the village that I do have for sure. But I don't know. It's just we'll see, child.
You're right. It's a
But anyway,
day at a time, and you know what I'm saying, year by year now at this point, like as they continue to grow. So you're right. That's the most important part. Enjoy the journey of it all too, as well, because it's a process. Now you
that's
see a younger version of yourself growing up, just like our parents did with us. So that's the part. That's the way you got to look at it. So I did want to
for
ask
sure.
you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? No, quick segment. What's three goals that you have for yourself for 2025 for going into the next year? You know what I'm saying? We kind of in that backslide of 2024. What's three goals you got for next year?
So three goals. Definitely want to have a good, cute little setup for the podcast. We got projects and stuff to do. Definitely want to have that going, and just literally just consistency with it. Shout out to all the listeners and the followers and things like that. Like, we want to just, I want to, be a part of bringing y'all consistent, good content, and conversations that y'all want to join in on. My second goal, I want to get back into shape and I want to be fit. I don't want to just look good. I actually want to be fit.
Mm.
I've always been a heavier set girl, but with me being if you from Dallas, you already know Townview Marching Band, aka the Big D Band, baby. When I was in school, so like 2008, 2009, when I was in the band, we had never lost a battle of the bands. They worked us like soldiers. So I was still thick, but I was fit. Like I could jog, run so long. We did a 2 mile parade. I played the flute. So like your straight line. There's no tucking into your elbows, no none of that. And then we're a marching band, so your knees have to damn near hit your chest. If y'all have ever got the pleasure of seeing Dr. Dean Hill march, y'all already know his knees was up to his damn chin. Do you hear me? Like we were
Oh
fit, bro.
man.
I did. So I worked out a lot, but also at the same time, like I looked good, but I felt good. And that's kind of like my goal. I just want to feel good. Not that I feel extremely bad, but I know that I could feel better. So that's my goal, to get into that and stay consistent with it just throughout life. I'm getting into my 30s, we getting up in age. I want to be around long enough to make sure my kids are good, even though I really don't like being here. Like I really think that this is a simulation, because why is the world like this? Like, why is everything like
Yeah,
this?
it's
We had
different
the
stuff in,
coolest
in, in
childhood.
each era. So you're right. That's the interesting part. Every era has been through some extreme too.
Like, damn, take me back to the 90s economy, man, because we don't have a choice but to have multiple sources of
Oh yeah,
income.
hell
I
yeah,
don't like
hell yeah, yeah. You speaking on something with that one? Yeah, that's we forced into that shit right now. Definitely forced.
hell yeah. And then my third goal, 2025, I want to travel out of the country. I did not get to go this year to Germany for my birthday. And I don't want to be in the States. for the rest of my life. My ultimate goal is to move out of the States. And I've been having my own Germany just because, shout out to Lele. My friend Lele lives in Germany. She's a Black woman. And so I feel really comfortable because she's been there for years and she loves it. I mean, she says she gets tired of Europeaning, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, because there's no place like home. She's originally from Texas, but she comes and visits every so often and stays for a few months, and then we'll link up, go to brunch and stuff like that. But my kids would learn Turkish, they would learn German,
That's
they
fire though.
would eat different foods. You know what I'm saying? So the cost isn't too much of a difference from here in the US, but they have different programs to help you. If you have kids, you get a check. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a whole bunch, but you get a check to kind of help with the kids, whether you're single, married, whatever. They help you. Free healthcare, free school, college, things like that.
Yeah, they do
So those are
that
things
over
I,
there. You're right. I've heard of it. It's just a better, like the setup is better over there. The cushion of like
yeah.
support is way better. You're right.
Even prisons, like, you know, when they say they're going to help you like get out and be a civilian
They
again,
really gonna help
like
you.
yeah, you're going to jail, but you're going to take classes on, you know, they're going to figure out why did you do this, you know, you're going to get some anger management and stuff, and then the percentage of violent crimes is way lower. There's no good, I don't have to worry about my kids going to school and not coming home because little Timmy got bullied, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it just takes a lot of stress off. Now is differences in like they people watch a lot, so they stare and things like that, but I can handle certain cultural differences once I get used to them because of the positive, you know, the pros. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my goal, to for a good week or two and kind of see how I like it personally.
I like that. I like that. My quick three, real quick. First thing for sure, because I've been doing this for a while, man, is to take this media space and like network. I feel like to another level, and when I say that, everything combined, and the consistency, the creativity, you feel what I'm saying? The vision that I even put forth, like I said, for a couple of years before I even start doing this, to just like keep, you know, just expanding the platform, man, and like really touching as many people as we can, and just like, you know, continue to enjoy the space that I'm in too as well. Like I want to see this go to a level to where I'm touching a lot of people. Like I just had, you know what I'm saying, a couple of people today let me know that, you know what I'm saying, that they just rocking with my content and they rocking with, you know, the shows too. You know, all of the shows just from the perspective of us being so real and like relatable. And I like to hear stuff like that. That's motivation. So, you know, definitely like advancing the network. You feel me? Like pushing out more content. I will say that too as well, because it took me a while to like get into space, because I was super laid back before I even started podcasting. I was really to myself. So it took me a while to come out of my shell, like to be full fledged that I'm doing now. Secondarily, the second goal I will say more healthier choices. I'm gonna say that, because the part that I got to be realistic about, it ain't even just me being in my 30s either. It's more so of like, shit, it's society, period, man. The food, all type of stuff too. Like I just want to be in the healthy standard of myself, like for longevity too. Same thing for me, for my daughter too as well. And also just like to be healthy and to make healthier choices, because it's a lot of different ways that we could do different stuff to teach you discipline and do it. And on top of that, I said kind of similar to yours too, but on top of that, like get more back into my athletic state too, man. Like, you know, I was thinking I done hooped a couple of times here and there. I gotta remember at one point, like I said, I was a whole college athlete, you know, the basketball, football,
Yeah,
soccer, track and field, all that. So I just kind of want to be still youthful in that space too as well, because you know what I'm saying, you can't let the number age you. A lot of folks that, you know what I'm saying,
right.
as you get older too, you gotta want to feel, you know what I'm saying, youthful too. So I definitely agree with you on that one of eating healthier, and definitely, you know what I'm saying, just getting back to that level of athleticism like I did before, because you know what I'm saying, it's just great for me. And then my third goal would be, I'll say it's a combination. New experiences, I say. It don't necessarily, I do want to do some things out the country too, but I'll say new experiences. I haven't been on a cruise yet. You feel me? I haven't traveled out the country yet. I haven't been to certain places, I say, even in the States too, to a degree, to like really just explore. I do want to say that, to explore more. I want to go to Japan 1,000%, 1,000,000% for sure. You know what I'm saying? At some point. So I think those my three goals, you know what I'm saying, specifically going in the 2025 or travel. If I don't make it to Japan in 2025, you get what I'm saying? More exploring. I'll say that, you know what I'm saying, shit that I haven't been able to do, definitely. So I'm definitely, you know what I'm saying, open to that. That was my three for 2025, man.
Okay, and y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in, honey, because we're gonna get them goals completed so we can come back and let y'all know. Okay.
Oh yeah, facts, facts, facts. You feel what I'm saying? Manifest everything that we, you know what I'm saying, that we got going on with y'all too as well, man. Quick hit because I would say this, you feel what I'm saying? I know we're gonna deep dive more into the musical part on this next episode. So you feel me? We did have another little segment, but shouts out to the Glorilla album. I did have a chance to listen to that too as well. I know Marcel was talking to me about it. I think it was a good album. I think it was quality, you know what I'm saying, well put together. The variety in the music, the playlist, the features and all that shit is quality right there. That's real artistry. And you know, I'm a champion of female hip hop too as well. So shots out there, you know what I'm saying, Glorilla. If you haven't, go listen to it because that shit is fire. Guaranteed.
Yeah, she ate, bro. And I'm like, the only other person I want to say who has like legit made me tear up on Kanye West always get me to tearing up on albums. Oh, he always gets me. But I'm not gonna lie, Glorilla, she did her thing on this one. And I was just like, she just it's a clear message behind it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like see where she came from, where she's the way that like people really used to dog her, bro. They used to dog her for her looks, for this, that, and the third. And I love how like she really stayed true to who she is. Sure, she did nip tuck here and there, but like she stayed true to herself, bro. She ain't touch her nose. That's the thing I was the proudest of. People used to come for her nose. And I'm like, please don't let these people make you touch your fucking face. I don't care what you do, do not touch your fucking face. And that made me happy because I'm like, I feel like she shows that like nigga, fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? This
Mm-hmm.
is my goal. This is my calling. I also like how, you know, with her, you can definitely tell that she's, you know, definitely like thankful to God and things of that nature. And I love that. I love when people like have faith and the shit works out. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is inspiring to other people. And it's not even people who want to be rappers, just like inspiring, period.
Yeah.
Like, damn, she really came from F and F or, you know, working with us. Shout out to Duke Deuce, you know what I'm saying? Really came from Memphis, you know, just doing her thing, still talking how she talks. She didn't have to code switch. She really just the same flow, but
Well,
she didn't blew up. You know,
Memphis. Yeah,
Memphis,
yeah.
yep, music.
I mean, we from the South, so you feel what I'm saying? We all got different what you call it? Not slang. What's the word? Accents. Definitely. So I mean, I
Accent.
ain't quite like on the Memphis, but I know my shit country as hell, you know what I'm saying, from Georgia. So, you know, we
No,
familiar with that from being from down south.
hell yeah. So I love to see it. I'm glad she didn't switch up. And then, like you said, the features, man, T Pain, bro, like
Fire.
come on, millennials. Y'all know T Pain was on everything, bro. You was not gonna listen to one thing and he not be featured on that whole. Then he had the Freaknik cartoon,
Oh
like,
yeah, he had a
and then I
crazy
just
run. You're right, man. That's the thing. I wish
he
people
had.
seen that, man. Crazy ass run, man. Damn.
Now we definitely gonna, yeah, we definitely gonna cover T Pain because baby he was
Yeah.
everywhere. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Self on the everybody wanted T Pain and shit. Like he was such an original, and I'm glad that he is getting his flowers for sure. He went on that what's that one show, The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
I didn't even know T Pain could sing like that for real.
That's another thing. It was not just auto tune. Why everybody was thinking it. The man can really sing for real. Like that shit was not just auto tune, man. I remember they tried to take him out for that. He could really sing. But you know the interesting part too, to your point, he didn't really necessarily scale off. Now he got a lot of mega hits too. T Pain went into the gaming industry.
Yes, he started streaming, and that's how I was like, is that T Pain? Baby, TikTok brought him to me. Probably when TikTok first kind of came out, they was doing the dances and stuff, but then the streamers hopped on, and I'm like, T Pain game. So that's what baby download Twitch and shit to begin
Yeah.
with, and I was so happy to see because I didn't really know why or how he fell off because I mean I was a kid when he was like real big and shit like that, so it was like I didn't know where he went. I thought he was just kind of like Lil
Yeah.
Wayne, you know, you kind of just retire and enjoy your money.
Yeah.
But
It's pivoting
and
now though. See, the interesting part, like even for you to say that, in the era, that's why you when you said appreciate generations, none of these artists actually fell off. No, the difference that you could do now,
Right.
you could pivot over into other stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? T-Pain still tour, do all that, just like
That's
what I just found out a couple of weeks ago. Wale back on tour, but Wale was doing other stuff. I think Wale was helping coach at a college, like different stuff. The thing is, it's so easy to pivot now to do other things and strive.
mm-hmm.
Even like a T Grizzly that's in the game and industry now too. They not it ain't really that you falling off. You got so many other platforms to pivot over to something else, like a Rihanna. Rihanna stopped making music because I mean, what she one of the biggest people in the fashion and fragrance game. You know what I'm saying right now too. So it's like when you think about it now, it's like man, I could really do other things aside from music.
Yep, absolutely. You definitely get to dip your hands into it. The shoe deals. You got like Wiz Khalifa with his own papers on, you know what I'm saying, over there with Snoop Dogg and them. They got their own
Yo, I
papers,
knew
own
that one though.
brand.
To your point, that shit with Wiz,
Yeah.
I knew Wiz. Like you spot on with that. If Wiz stopped making music, because I think he been enjoying life and all that too, I knew that there was somebody that at some point in the cannabis industry, weed industry, whatever, he was definitely gonna pivot to something else. And that shit was spot on with Wiz Khalifa. And I think at this point, because I know he big in like LA and all that with like the different strands and shit. I mean, he don't really gotta make music either. That whole weed
Same.
industry for Wiz Khalifa, that man been set. That man been set for the past couple of years. That's just off of that.
Hell yeah. It's crazy. I used to be really into Wiz Khalifa. Like dead ass, like Taylor Gang. Baby, my
Hell
brother's
yeah.
first name
Oh, that's
is
why?
Taylor. Do you
Hold on. You did that because of Taylor Gang? Yo,
Yeah.
that's fire as hell. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know that's. I mean, of course I would have known, but I didn't know that that's where they came from. I don't know why I thought there was just like a damn from Taylor Gang saying that here Taylor. Yeah, he was fire.
Gang, Taylor?
Cushion OJ is still gonna be one of my favorite mixtapes of all time for real. Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? I'm probably gonna smoke to this after the podcast.
To that Taylor Gang.
Yeah, shoot, to all his
Hell
shit.
yeah, it's a
What's
vibe.
that song? He has so many that are bops, but they have like the slow downs, you know what I'm saying, where the beat drops and then he just go into
I
a
don't
whole
love them.
different
I don't
flow.
chasing my duck and smoke something. Go through the station. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, yeah. I mean, he had to make it hits. You know,
absolutely.
black and yellow, like he had super hits now. Definitely had that.
Oh yeah, that's why he wasn't just with the rap. He could do pop. He could
Mm-hmm.
do, you know what I'm saying. He was all over. Everybody loved Wiz Khalifa. He was everywhere, and then his style was still like that black skate. That's all like weird black kids, bro. Going mainstream. I love to see Childish Gambino, him too. Like a lot of people know him from like his not his newest album, but his last one, right? I was surprised. I was like, nah, he got the taco meat, 70s chest hair and the
Yeah.
fro. I knew him from like Campfire, from his weird kind of skater boy phase where he was still doing like comedy and shit like that. And to see him evolve, I'm like, man, this dude, any genre he touches, it's like it's gonna work. Tyler the Creator went from Goblin to doing like, you know, having what's her name, Callie Uchis. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right on features and shit. Like he went all over the space. Now we got Tizo Touchdown, and you know what I'm saying. Like I love to see it. But yeah, the music episodes are gonna be lit. Artists you know, maybe some you don't. But yeah, I'm here for it. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, definitely. You feel what I'm saying? That's the thing too. Like our artistry come in different forms that you're right. I like to talk about and you know what I'm saying, experience different folks. Cause like I said, even with not even just the other genres, even in the same space of hip hop. Like I said, I listen to a lot more female, you know what I'm saying, rappers and stuff too. And just in general. So it's cool. I mean, the industry is made up of a wide range of different folks, y'all. So the more y'all understand that, especially, you know what I'm saying, with the internet having access to everybody now too, it's so many deep genres of dope artists in every genre that they got in music. You just gotta take the time sometimes to, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, go down the rabbit hole of some stuff, country, pop, EDM, all type of stuff. Like it's dope artists in each category, you know what I mean? Just take the time, you know what I'm saying, to go on a playlist and listen to some folks. You never know who you'll like or gain a new fan with, for sure.
Facts, big fact. But yeah, that's music though. It's beautiful. Like I like all genres, you know what I mean? And I love when I hear a song, especially like Kanye or J. Cole, and I know where they got the sample from. Because I have the original song already on my playlist. And I'm like, hold up. J. Cole with the She Knows. I'm like, that's cults. that's Cults Run Away. That's where he got, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so it's like when you start opening your genres and stuff up
Mm-hmm.
and let the algorithm do it, you gonna start hearing original songs. And then it's a lot of stuff that I listen to that's not even English, might be Russian, you know what I'm saying? And then I hear it on a Kanye West album and I'm like, shit, this is so, you know what I'm saying? Should be lit. It be lit. But yeah, music.
Oh yeah, definitely, y'all. And like we said, we still got the segments coming for the music spotlight too. So be on the lookout for that too as well. You feel me? We definitely gonna deep dive into the, different genres and all that to even put y'all on people too as well that you may not be familiar with. That's always the cool part, you know what I'm saying, with music gaining a new fan and, you know what I'm saying, expanding your listening, you know what I'm saying, ears to different stuff, man, for sure. But we definitely, like I said, we're gonna talk about that on the next episode, y'all. Definitely songs that shaped us too, nostalgic records, you know what I mean, different theme songs that of our life, different stuff. So look out for that too as well. You know what I'm saying? The next episode coming up too, specifically catering to, you know what I'm saying, music and just how it relates to our lives specifically. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be real dope as well too. But we appreciate y'all taking the time to tune in, man. You know what I'm saying? Tonight we talk with Marcel and Treble J, the new generation's favorite auntie and uncle duo, man. Make sure y'all continue to rock with us. Again, go to the YouTube. The video will be up. Devoted Dreamers with a Z. Make sure y'all check out the audio too as well. I know a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, the grown folks out here headed to work on the go and all that too. The audio will be up too as well. And just keep tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of great conversations, you know what I'm saying, for y'all. A lot of creative things coming too as well. So, continue the organic support. We're going to continue, you know what I'm saying, to pour into y'all. Y'all pour into us too as well. And, good vibes and good energy to come, man. Hope y'all have an amazing week. You know what I'm saying? I know it's the start of the week. So y'all going to catch us at the end of the week. Like Marcel say, to start the week off with y'all, with us, and end the week with us. So you already know how we coming. You feel what I'm saying?
Big facts, big facts. Yeah, we appreciate you guys, and I'm super excited about the music episodes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the band geeks out there and the people who just love music. You know, whether you've been in the industry or you just a lover of it, just love listening to it. We can't wait to see y'all's feedback, and yeah, Auntie and Uncle love y'all.
Yes, indeed. We out of here, y'all.